All right, so if you'd like some tips on how to recruit good narrators for your audiobook, then here some are. So you want to go to acx.com, which stands for Audiobook Creation Exchange. That's the premier site for creating and distributing audiobooks. And this is just a sample title here. So basically, once you've uploaded your book that you want to get narrated into acx.com, then you want to enter some information about the title that you want to get narrated. And so you'd enter that and make sure that it's thorough, that it describes the book well, and that it makes it appealing. You certainly don't want a bland or dull description of your book, because you want to attract narrators to it. Unfortunately, when you do, well, let me backtrack and say that unfortunately, ACX currently, as of the date of creation of this tutorial, they have a rather awful website. It's poorly organized, it's unintuitive, it sucks, but you can get the job done nonetheless. So when you enter the information about your title that you want to get narrated for an audiobook, make sure that you write a thorough, appealing description. And if you need to put in some bullet points like these here, you can do that by holding down the Option key and pressing the number 8 that has the asterisk above it, and that'll create these little bullet points for you here. There, I can't quite highlight it for you, but at any rate, you get the gist of it, I hope. So you also want to fill in important information about the title, like the genre, language, the gender of the narrator that you want for the audiobook, the age of the narrator's voice, such as adult or child or older or what have you, as well as their accent. That'll help attract narrators if you specify all these things. You can also specify vocal style if you wish. And then what's also very important here is in the comments from the rights holder. This is when you want to write a brief little summary of information about the book, what makes it likely that an audiobook version of it will sell well. This is particularly important if you're going to offer the narrator payment based on royalties from the sales of the audiobook. You need to convince them here in this comments from the right holder that the book or ebook version of this has already been selling well, and that the audiobook version of it would have good potential to sell well too, and therefore they would get substantial royalties from those sales. So that's what you want to persuade them of here. You don't need to go on and on about it, but you do need to emphasize some positive points about the book to persuade the narrator that it's worth their while to narrate the audiobook. Now, if you're offering payment on the basis of the number of hours of audio that the audiobook consists of, instead of payment based on royalties, then this aspect of the comments from the rights holder is not quite as critical. But still, you want to make it attractive to prospective narrators, so including some positive points here about your book is still a good idea. You can also describe the sort of voice that you think would be ideal for your audiobook. So you can use terms like warm, friendly, or whatever is suitable for your particular title. And including that information will again help to make it more appealing to prospective narrators, because they understand that you're clear about what you want, and they also get a clear sense of whether they can deliver on this. So this will help to make it more attractive to narrators. But here's another key. Once you post all of this and open your title for auditions on acx.com, even though some narrators may submit auditions, you'll probably get far more auditions for it if you go about searching for prospective narrators and then contact them directly. So I'll show you what I mean here. So if you scroll on up here, and under the search tab here, you can select producers for hire. So click on that, and then there's tons of producers and narrators that you can select from, and you'll definitely want to narrow this down by perhaps the genre of your book. You can select, say, nonfiction, something like that, and that'll further narrow down the narrators who are interested in narrating nonfiction audiobooks. So right now we have 2,466 narrators or producers here, and we can narrow that down even further by gender. Say if we want a female voice for this audiobook, and apply that, and then it narrows it down to 1,017 prospects for you. And then you want to use these other filters as well, such as language. Of course, you can pick from English, French, German, or Spanish. So you pick one of those, and it narrows it down even further to 1,000. And then you want to specify their accent, if that's applicable, that you would like. That'll be very helpful in narrowing down your prospects. And you can also pick from voice age and vocal style and what sort of payments they're willing to accept. So as I mentioned, some of them will accept payment by sharing the royalties with you. Others want to be paid per hour of finished audiobook that they create for you. So, I've seen the most common one I've seen is this $200 to $400 PFH option, but a lot of them also accept royalty share agreements. So you can narrow it down by the payment that they accept, and as their location as well. So then what you want to do is, once you've narrowed it down using these filters, then you can click the play button to listen to a sample of their work. And I would suggest listening to more than one sample of their work, and you can click on their name here if you want to see more of a complete list of their sample works. It also gives you a description of the narrator. So you see here that this narrator has two different demos that you can listen to and see. You of course want to examine if the person's voice is right for your audiobook and whether the audio quality is good. Sometimes it's not, so you want to be careful of that. And what you want to do is, once you find some prospects that you're interested in having narrate your audiobook, then you click this button to send message, and you can title it something to the effect of invitation to audition for my, whatever the title of your audiobook is, and you can leave it like that. And then you can say, Dear Elaine, if that's their name, and then you want to you definitely want to include something here that indicates to them that this is not just a random invitation sent out to a massive bunch of prospects, So you want to, of course, use their proper first name and then say something to the effect of, I was impressed by the samples of your work on ACX and thought that your voice would be a great fit for my audiobook. And so you basically want to indicate to them that you did listen to their samples, that you like them, and that you think they're a good fit for your particular audiobook. That'll make a difference in how well this is received and whether you're likely to receive a response and an audition from them. And then you can just go on. You want to keep this short and simple, but friendly, and invite them to audition for your audiobook. Do be specific about what your audiobook is, the title, the author, perhaps other identifying information so that they can locate your open offer for auditions on the website, because if you don't include those identifying details, they may not be able to locate it on the website and audition for it. So that's basically how you go about it. Just a simple, friendly message that's very specific to them and tells them that you think they'd be a great fit for your audiobook, and you invite them to audition. And then you send that off to them, and the majority of them will likely reply. And you can perhaps persuade them to narrate your audiobook that way. So there you have it. I hope these tips are of some insight or benefit to you, and I wish you well with wonderful production of your audiobook.